Hi, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request for Brandon. Thank you for that, and for those interested requesting any type of videos, a movie review, re-review, thought streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, a full playthrough, random thoughts, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. So for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now this is for 99 Homes, which came out around 2014, give or take. It stars Andrew Garfield, who was in The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, among other films. Michael Shannon, who was Zod in Man of Steel, among many, many other movies. Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. Tim Guinee, not sure you pronounce it Guinee or Guinee. He was the padre who James Woods kept beating up in John Carpenter's Vampires. When I was kicking your ass over there. You did a little mahogany? Huh? What? So, he was also in Men of War with Dolph Lundgren. So, a couple recognizable people in the cast. And the director, I've never seen anything else he's done. He did Fahrenheit 451, the HBO movie with Michael B. Jordan. He did some other stuff as well. Not a whole lot of stuff. I have seen this film before, so I was familiar with it. The way I felt then, I feel the same now. This does have some good performances. It does give some thought to the pressure of the recession and the economy going belly up, and how people can be vulnerable, and there's other people that would take advantage of that, and the temptation of, if you have the ability to make a little bit of money to better your life, will you do that even though someone else may suffer for it? Which is always going to be the moral quandary. Which, I mean, that goes back to many films that have done that. I mean, Wall Street, which this reminds me a little bit of, in that Charlie Sheen, temptation, successful, but the more successful you are there going to be people you're burying and throwing out to pasture along that way. But yeah, I do think that the actors by the two leads was at least makes it worth one watch for those who do like these actors. But it's not a film that I would ever rewatch on my own, buy on physical media, or anything of the sort. I do think the ending is a bit lackluster. I think there's a little bit of stuff left up in the air that I'm not that satisfied with. A few other things a little here and there, but overall, I don't mind the film. I don't think it's a bad film at all. If you wonder why I'm paused, I'm trying to remember the year. I want to say it's around 2007, 2009. It takes place in Florida, at a part where there was a recession, like I said before. Andrew Garfield, he's a guy that fixes stuff, good with his hands, good with tools. And he becomes unemployed out of the blue. And he gets evicted along with his son and his mom. His mom is played by Laura Dern. And some of the people that help evict him is Michael Shannon, who's a real estate guy. And you see Andrew Garfield's anger and his rage and his frustration. But Michael Shannon is used to this. It's just another day, another dollar. Gets them out. They gotta be in this motel. Andrew Garfield is more frustrated. Doesn't know what to do. Eventually, he just goes up, and at first he's like, hey, you guys stole my tools. Oh, no, we didn't. Yes, you did. I'm going to get my tools back. And he tries to get his tools back, and Michael Shannon lights the gumption on this guy. So he goes, okay, well, you do it with your hands. You know what? I do this stuff for real estate. Some of these places need fixing up. Come work for me. Maybe you fix the sewage or other stuff. And he does. He's able to make some money. I guess like throughout you see that Michael Shannon sees a little bit of himself in Andrew Garfield. There's even a point later on where he talks about his own dad, how his own dad, fell off like a ladder or a roof or something, and like, what did he get out of it? He got nothing out of it. So, you know what? America doesn't bail out the losers. They bail out the winners. And that line sticks with me because sadly, that is a fact for a lot of the time. That America, the winners and the rich people, they can get bailed out, they can get away with it, but, common folk, nah. Give us the chair, so to speak. And it's a sad state of affairs and a sad fact, but yeah, it's definitely true. I mean, the fires of California, who do you think is going to come up on top first? I think the rich people, the famous people, celebrity people. But the people who are just working their 9 to 5 or they're working 2 or 3 jobs, who knows if, let alone when, they'll get their house, their family situated somewhere, rebuilt, whatever the case. And it goes through the depressing real process of these foreclosures. It's unfair, it's not right, but it is a thing that happens. I don't think they made Michael Shannon a one-dimensional villain. I mean, he's doing sketchy things, and he's definitely the antagonist. But again, because he relates his story about how they have similar backstories, and again about Michael Shannon's dad and stuff, you could kind of see his point of view, even though he's doing it, the wrong way. I mean, he even does stuff that's sketchy and not all in the up and up. Like this scheme with ACs, where they take the ACs and the appliances out, and then if someone buys it, or someone rebuys it, or someone gets it, hey, you need an AC, you need this appliance here, give us a little bit extra. You have your AC, you have this and that. Which is, again, not only up and up, probably a bit illegal to do that kind of stuff, but I need a little bit to make some money, I guess. And Michael Shannon is good at that simmering tone with his face and his tone of voice. And Andrew Garfield has grown on me as an actor. Like, throughout the years, I've seen him, Hacksaw Ridge, very good performance in that. Hell, his performance is one of the only things I thought was worth the shit in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, honestly, when he catches the other MJ and he's crying, he's remembering his girlfriend passing away, he can save his girlfriend. Very good at, I mean, to me, that was the better acting compared to, like, Tom Holland and some of the others. At least to me. And yes, I did say this for a fact. I do like Andrew Garfield more than Tom Holland. I used to think, if you asked me years ago who I thought was the best live-action Spider-Man, I'd go, well, maybe Tom Holland. But honestly, as we've seen more of these movies come about and time changes, I'll go with Andrew Garfield, honestly. So I did like him and his performance. And of course, of this racket, Andrew Garfield's doing more of a better lifestyle, more of a richer lifestyle. And in fact, he's able to get his family out of the motel. And now he will become the guy like Michael Shannon who goes up and tells them, hey, guy, head out. So now he's the guy giving the eviction papers instead of just the guy fixing stuff up. There's even a close call or two at the motel where he's like, are you that guy? No, are you that guy? Now, I don't think all the characters are that well written. I thought Laura Dern as the mom, I thought she was very underwritten. She doesn't have a whole lot to sink her teeth into. When they go to this nice place, she just goes, no, I don't want this. Well, Mom, no, I don't want this. I want our old place. I'm sitting there going, this is a really nice looking place. And by this point, she has no clues really as to Andrew Garfield, what he's truly doing and what's going on. So the fact that with the little knowledge she has, the fact she sees this nice place and goes, no, don't want it, don't want it, just makes it seem as if she's kind of a bitch. And then when it is found out, she's horrified. She's, how could you do this? How could you... And, yeah. I think it would have been more interesting if you want to incorporate that into it, fine. But then the son, let the son be like, no, I'm fine with this because we have a home and we have a place to stay and a roof over our heads. And this, it was done to you. And if it has to be done, where the kid, maybe he's learned the wrong lessons, or maybe the safety, the security is what he cares. Just that is something you do care about as a kid. Then some. And then is Andrew Garfield seeing how his kid is reacting to this? How his kid is, his mind's being warped by this. The ability to, again, have a nice place. To have items that he's wanted. To live more securely, more safely, more comfortably. And then Andrew Garfield slowly realizes not only are these people going through tough times and he's got to do this, but his son is now changing and believing in what Michael Shannon's believing in. But he doesn't want his son to become Michael Shannon. Like, if that stuff was going on, I think the plot would have been a bit more interesting. I think the kid, the son, would have had a bit more to work with, let alone Laura Dern, that maybe she's noticing this, but not really. They don't really go into that. Instead, they go into this third act, spoilers, where Tim Guinee, he gets evicted. There's a bit of a standoff. And one thing leads to another. Andrew Garfield goes, nope, I forged it. I forged it, it's my fault, blah, 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 blah. And then Andrew Garfield gets arrested. So, number one, Michael Shannon goes up and goes, thanks. But I'm like, well, why is Michael Shannon getting away with it? If he's doing unscrupulous things, if he's doing things that are not totally on the up and up, why does he get away with scot-free? I did say Andrew Garfield, he wanted to do this because he felt guilty and he felt like he deserves punishment, but what about Michael Shannon? Number two, there's a point where Laura Dern takes her grandson away. You never see them again. You never see from them again. I don't think you ever hear from them again. I think Laura Dern's like with her sister or something, but you never see or hear from them again. So the fact that, does he never see his family again? I thought that was just pretty lame, pretty lackluster. And then on top of that, I think it's Tim Guinee's son or kid goes up to the window and like smiles, then walks off. I just smiling because, oh, you admitted it. But I'm like, no, the kid would not be smiling. The kid would be doing this or this or, because fuck you, my dad's going to jail because of you. Why did you do it in the first place? That's what a real kid would say. Not, that's like, the movie kid will say that. But in real life, it's like, fuck you, piece of shit. My dad's going to jail. So I don't buy that either. What would have made more sense is if his son, Andrew Garfield's son, was there. And he sees his son, and want to make an example, so he does this, and, maybe has a few words with his son, or maybe had a few words with his son before this, and then the son looks at his dad and smiles, maybe a bit proud of his dad, understand a bit more of what was right and wrong, and maybe him looking up at his son and smiling. You know, sad spot, he's still going to jail, but still. That would have been much more. There would be much more to the ending, but instead the ending just feels very flat, very empty, and I'm like, this is what we were building up to? Michael Shannon gets away? And why does he not say something about Michael Shannon? Why? Why is he keeping quiet? Why does he not just burst out, that motherfucker did it too, or that motherfucker told me? Why doesn't he say that? Why doesn't he say that? For what reason? For what purpose? You just take responsibility yourself, but this motherfucker deserves it too. Say something about it. But he doesn't say something about it. I don't know why. Now, again, it does have some decent bits of direction. The very opening I thought was a bit eerie, where Michael Shannon's with his cop, and the cop talks about how this guy killed himself. And Michael Shannon just goes, yeah. Like, kind of a bit cold. And like I said, it does create that upset nature of, you know, people that are being evicted, and you can feel what they're going through. You feel their depression, their anxiety, and Andrew Garfield in particular with his performance. It's just, I think the standoff kind of felt, I don't know, a little bit out of place. Yeah, the ending of that was lackluster. I thought Laura Dern could have been written a little bit more three-dimensional. Because at times it just came off as just bitchy the whole time. So, I mean, there's stuff I would have changed, would have improved on, or would like to have seen improved on. I don't know if I could improve it. No, probably not, but I would like to see. But, as in, the two lead performances definitely make it worthwhile of a watch, at least in my opinion. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.